Nexomon is a very strange game that I absolutely hated the moment I started playing it. I went into this game hating it with no knowledge or background of what it was or what I was even getting into. Just Game Freak's direction of Pokemon has left sort of a bad mark on me to the point that I just assume that every sort of knockoff Pokemon situation is going to be just poorly done or just not even remotely as good. And when I say as good, I mean Pokemon as is, it hasn't really been that amazing. I mean, fanboys buy it, I buy it, and that's kind of the state Pokemon's in. It's just such a huge franchise, just like Assassin's Creed or Call of Duty, where whether it's good or bad or mediocre, even with the release of Sword and Shield, I wasn't blown away or anything by it. I felt they made some good decisions and bad decisions that just made the game okay in the mediocre aspect. Now, Nexomon. This game says fuck you, fuck Pokemon. I am far funnier, more entertaining than any Pokemon game that has ever been released. You got this fucking guy right here who is just an actual cat and an accurate representation of anybody that plays an absurd video game with an insane cutscene or plot points. The writing of Nexomon is completely retarded in an amazing way. Fuck the Nexomon and the story and everything else in the game. You are only playing this game to see what this dumbass cat is gonna say next. You start the game off strong with this very heavy voice that gets you hooked immediately, explaining the history of Nexomon, or at least whatever memed up version this is supposed to be. Then bada boom, you got this fucking horse hockey that's going on here and you don't even know what the hell any of this is. And now you're in an orphanage because fuck you. Your journey starts here with all your friends and so-called friends. Hint, hint. You step outside and all you see is this absolutely stunning world that screams vibrance, and it has so much life with this musical number that is just, oh, it is just sex to your ears. You walk 20 feet north and boom, you're fucking dead because some big wumbo motherfucker shoots you in the face with a fireball and the game's over. At least that's what I thought. The opening scenes are so chaotic and absurd that I just couldn't wait to see more. And the more I saw, the more confused I was. This is probably sort of the hit and miss of the story. There's so many different angles and plot points and different appearances that show up that it was really hard to follow. You're like, what the fuck are these tyrants? Who's that guy? Am I the baddie? What's that thing? Who are these Power Ranger looking bitches? Why is that guy blind? Once things sort of settle down and it's time for you to actually do things yourself and not really look at a dialogue box anymore, this is where it sort of falls off to a degree. 90% of my frustration at first was the amount of nothingness that was there at first. I mean, I need to stress that at first. You would walk around the areas and just kind of see nothing. There was no tamers or trainers, whatever you want to call them, hardly any wild areas, no stores, nothing interesting to explore. There was just nothing. It was just like these random areas that you could go to and nothing would be there. You would have a few little wild areas that you could check out and whatnot, but with no stores to buy, you know, your traps and stuff. You're just walking in there to do nothing. My first actual hour of the game was just absolute confusion and disappointment. And then I realized, oh shit, this is still the starting point and nothing has even happened yet. I had to learn that this is not Pokemon. You don't do Pokemon things in here. This is Nexomon. Pokemon's tagline is you gotta catch them all, while Nexomon's tagline is, yo, I wanna fucking live and not die to these giant monsters that are warring over a power struggle. Your objective is to get strong Nexomon and defend yourself so you can complete your objectives. You're not a trainer out there exploring and doing scientific research or just exploring different ideas and Pokemon strategies to become the best. No, you are there to do a job. You are a part of an organization that handles jobs and they use Nexomon to complete those objectives. It's not about beating gyms. It's not about being the best, catching them all. It's not about that. You have a job to do with a purpose. Catching them all in air quotations here is but a side hobby and a hustle, you know what I'm saying? Once you do get to that sweet spot where you have time and resources to obtain different Nexomon, you have a complete variety and a absurd roster that you can tame. You got creatures ranging from your standard normal types all the way to legendary dragons. So for all the collectors out there, the game didn't leave you behind. I just want you to know that. Now we need to discuss the bad stuff, because trust me, there is some bad shit in this game, alright? First thing is balance. As far as I can tell, Nexomon is incredibly easy, and I mean, it is full baby mode. I've been able to wipe full teams and legendary monsters with one single Pokemon, or Nexomon, I apologize, and using basically one ability. I've seen this throughout the entire game. I can switch between any which of my Nexomon and just wipe teams of people out instantly. And this is rather worrisome because I've seen a lot of people asking for multiplayer in comment sections, in Reddit posts and stuff, and you know, it's for good reason. I would also like to see a multiplayer for this game, but after about 20 balance patches, you do not want to go up against some of these insane cheese options that you have at your disposal. The way you can customize your Nexomon is very different from Pokemon. Instead of the IV-EV system, you have these synthesized stones that you can tailor to your Nexomon. So if you want to build a big tanky boy that will never die, you can totally do that. Or you can do what I did and put 4 attack stones, which give 10% attack or just damage, whatever, and you make yourself a god. I put 4 of those on my Rapnux, and he just one-shots everything. The best way I can describe the combat and build system is sort of akin to Warframe. It's Warframe, but it's Pokemon. Everything is mega broken, and the only rule is you gotta make yourself broken. And to be honest, this is fine, as you know, as far as without multiplayer, of course, but some people might be turned off to the difficulty being just way turned down and very, very easy. If they were to fix this to some sort of degree, I would suggest just a new game plus system where everything is ramped up and on par with your Nexomon. Aside from that, just some minor criticism for maybe a future title would be the animations actually, you know, being animated. I don't mind the whole standstill and small little animation plays out, but I would like to see a bit more effort put into the designs of the way these creatures do battle. You got this badass weed bitch that just kind of has this like weird kendo sword, and it's essentially just a PNG image slightly moving. It would have been pretty cool if he does something on the lines of an EI slash or something, just to add a little bit more flavor and life to him, but I understand that animating over 300 creatures is absolutely ass and absurd, and I assume that's why Pokemon doesn't necessarily do it that well either, just because it's so much time and effort and work, but is what it is. But overall, as a whole, Nexomon was a pleasant surprise for an Xbox release. I do hope they continue with this game, because this was beyond refreshing and just a very, very good time. Also, they got chibi titties, so 10 out of 10.